how did you get your foot in the door to real estate originally? Like, how did you get into single family? Like, what sparked that interest?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Really glad you asked that. And, really what got me into it is actually going back into my childhood, I had a best friend that was really handy. And we built tree houses, like 2-story tree houses with like drawbridge ladders with electricity with a TV in it, those types of tree houses. And we're like
Oh, wow.
12 years old building these crazy tree houses. So I knew that he was going to become a general contractor of his own business. And he actually did. He actually renovated my bathroom here. But yeah, ended up kind of going to, my dream was to maybe start a business with him. He would do all the construction. I would handle the business side. And I really was interested in real estate back then, but, ended up not getting into it for maybe another couple decades, actually. I just owned a bunch of other businesses. When I was in my mid to late teens, I started random stuff like pressure washing business, to pressure wash like homes, outside homes and stuff like that. Also, started a skateboard company when I was 17, did that for a few years. I've owned stuff like a food truck. I've owned stuff like a roofing company, all sorts of random businesses. And my main career through my life has been in design, graphic design, web design, user experience design is mostly what I ended up doing, building apps, websites, things like that. So I do have that tech background, and I kind of, went to college for that sort of stuff, and did that for a lot of big companies like Zillow and Kaiser, and all sorts of different industries, a lot in the mortgage industry, a lot in the real estate industry, and travel, and healthcare, different things like that. So I had a bit of a background doing that, was paid really well, got really efficient at it, was able to still run businesses while I was doing that, just, really got into efficiency and time management and just maximizing my earnings. So I was able to stack businesses and jobs, and always had picked up freelance work too, even when I had full-time jobs and all that. So, that helped me pay for business, starting businesses, working capital, like buying a food truck and running that and different things like that. But I wanted to do real estate. I read some books, of course, a lot of us read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that really opened my eyes. I was already into real estate. This is going back almost about 10 years ago. And then, just went crazy on the books and podcasts and all sorts of different things. So, I think one year I went through like 80 books. Most of them were on, anything from, real estate to ways, self-improvement, and business and different things like that. And that really helped me grow. And then of course, tons of bigger pockets episodes, all sorts of podcasts, and then just got really educated on the subject, and then loved the BRRRR strategy. So ended up doing that for my first property, as I mentioned in the intro. And then, just that kind of got me going. And, I thought I was limited by, the own money I had, and I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but still, I'm limited to how many properties I could buy. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Then I saw how many loans that you're like able to get as an individual. And I'm like, man, I'm going to be limited here. So, as I did more education, self-education, I found out that you could use OPM, other people's money. And that just opened my eyes. And then every single deal after that, using OPM. And I, every deal I'll put, some of my own cash into it. Maybe it's just the EMD, but, just working with investors is, just a great way to scale. And you're providing them with really good passive income, really good return. And then of course you're benefiting, but you got to put the work into it. So the work part, if you hire, some virtual assistants and some really good help. And then of course, as your company grows, you have other people under you. It doesn't have to become something that you're, having to spend as much time doing, but, just with the right systems in place. But, I grew that. And, at first the investors that a lot of people end up getting is just friends and family. They're not off raising capital or creating a fund or something like that. So friends and family were kind of jumping in on these deals, partner with a neighbor of mine. And then, just ended up completely restructuring my company for commercial years later, which is kind of where I'm at right now.